Hi guys, welcome back to Data Do Not Lie once again. The World Test Championship is going to start the final tomorrow. It is between South Africa and Australia, and it's going to be happening at the home of cricket at Lord's. Uh, Given the kind of winners, kind of champions we have seen this season, I think South Africa can start to believe now. So many new champions. Hobart Hurricanes won, PSG won, Tottenham Hotspur won their trophy, RCB also won their trophy. So now suddenly South Africa also they can tell to themselves, we are also having a drought. We can also break our drought by winning this. And another interesting stat is that Pat Cummins has not lost an international final as captain till now. He has not lost an ICC tournament final as captain. Meanwhile, Temba Bavuma has not lost a test match as captain. So either one of the streaks can break or the match can also end in a draw and the streaks can also continue. All three results possible, as we say. Because unlike ODIs and T20s, there's an option of a draw also in test matches, which can also happen. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting final. South Africa are, I went for preparations ahead of Australia, we can say, because they were South African players were not available for the IPL playoffs. Meanwhile, Australian players like Josh Hazelwood, Josh Inglis, they all stayed back for the playoffs. They played until the finals and then they went for preparations. So will that give some advantage to South Africa going into this WTC final?
Yeah, so a very big day is arriving for South Africa. Finally, they are uh, getting a chance to play in an ICC final. But what I think is, if you analyze the journey of both the teams, so South Africa has been a bit luckier to qualify in the WTC side. If you see their performance in this entire WTC cycle, it has not been very great. It was just the opponents which they played. They played Bangladesh, they played Sri Lanka at home, and they lost to New
Pakistan.
Zealand. I guess away they lost to New Zealand. But if you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Australia's performance, they retained Ashes in the England. They defeated India like convincingly. They defeated Sri Lanka at their home, and even to New Zealand they defeated. So I guess Australia are in a much better position, and even if you see the performances of like different batters in this cycle or different bowlers in this cycle, you will find that it is the Australians who are leading the charts, because if you see the most run getters in this WTC cycle for 23 to 25, so many names in the top 10, because we have Usman Khwaja, we have Smith, we have Travis Head, but if you take example of South Africa, I don't find any very big performances in this entire cycle. If you take this
Well,
cycle as
Ryan
a whole,
Rickleton, he scored a double century and all. They're still
no,
having.
no, maybe one inning of double century he has played. But if you see the entire cycle of 23 to 25, Usman Khwaja has scored 1,422 runs. Smith has scored around 1,300 runs. Travis had 1,200 runs. uh, Marnus Labuschagne has a very he has also performed really well in this cycle. But I don't find any South African names. I would say in the top 15 or top 20 only. The best South African batter to perform is DC Bedingham. He has scored 645 runs. So that's what I'm thinking, that it we are so much excited for this final that South Africa has qualified. But what I'm fearing is that Australia will just run tear them apart in this final. Even if you see the bowling department, so we have obviously Stark is there, Lyon is there, then we have Hazelwood is there. So all these big names are in the top. Pat Cummins is there. So Pat Cummins has got, I will tell you, 73 wickets, just behind Bumrah, who has got 77 wickets in this entire cycle.
And
Stark has
Josh Hazelwood has not lost a final till now. That is also.
Josh Hazelwood hasn't lost a final. So what I am thinking, what my prediction is, that it will become a battle of unmatchables, where South Africa will be again, I guess, will be crumbling under pressure, seeing their history in the finals, and now when they are facing Australia, that too in a test match. And remember that South Africa hasn't faced neither Australia nor
England.
England, neither India in this entire
No, no,
WTC cycle.
they played against India at home.
Yeah,
That
they
was a
played
two-match
against India.
series.
Yeah, if they lost a match, yeah, that series was drawn at home. But still, they haven't faced two of the big names. They haven't faced England. They haven't faced Australia. So let's see what they have. They are bringing to offer. But I don't find so much. I don't find any magic is gonna happen for South Africa again this time. Had it been T20, I would have said. But here, I guess in a test match, there is a lot of difference between the skill set of both the teams.
No, no, you can't say like that because even West Indies has beaten Australia in this WTC cycle, and that too at Brisbane, West Indies have beaten Australia. So you just need that one brilliance you need because this is a one-off test match. It can go either way, right? So suddenly, if Australia crumbles, then South Africa can win it. So we never know. And South Africa are
No,
also waiting. Yeah.
that's correct. That's correct. But that's because uh, if luck favors that day, if Australia doesn't perform, that's another thing. But seeing on the stats, seeing on the performance of Australians, another thing which I think is this IPL will also play a major role in checking the how much a fit a bowler is because Hazelwood has just been participating in the final. So I don't know whether Hazelwood will be fit enough or not, and maybe Australia will be tempted to bring in Scott Boland because he has also a very good
No,
performance. So
no,
if Boland plays, Hazelwood.
I don't think if Hazelwood is available, I don't think Scott Boland will come in. Hazelwood will surely play for them. But
No,
that is
I'm
why
saying like
that is
checking the
why
fitness of Hazelwood, seeing the fitness of Hazelwood. If he's not fit, I guess, or maybe if he's 80-20 kind of a thing, maybe they can go with Scott Boland.
yeah, and Boland is not a bad choice either because he has also done well in the previous WTC final, even against India also he did well. But that is why I asked this question actually because South African players they all promptly they left after the group stage of the IPL. They didn't play the playoffs. Meanwhile, a few Australian players they stayed back. They played the playoffs. They played until the finals and they have come. So that is why I asked maybe will that give South Africa an edge over Australia because they have had more
Huh.
preparations.
That's the thing. They had more preparation. They had more time to get adapted to the condition, get adapted to the kind of a situation of test match. Because here the Australians were playing T20, and there is a lot of difference between T20 and Test cricket. So
Yeah.
maybe and that can be an edge. But if you see a majority of team, if you see Stark was there, Lyon hasn't played IPL, Smith wasn't playing, Labuschagne wasn't playing. Usman Khwaja wasn't playing. So yeah, there were few players who were part of IPL. But I guess Australians will
Josh
manage
Inglis
these
was
things.
playing, right?
Josh Inglis was playing, but he was looking in very good touch.
Yeah.
That's also we need to remember. He was in a very good form. But again, if you ask me, I guess Australians will again show what they are made up of, how to win a final. But if South Africa wins it, that will be a very, very great day for cricket, a very great day for South African cricket and for Test cricket as a whole. Because if you see the importance of Test cricket is now declining, and with the retirements of Virat Kohli, even furthermore, the Test cricket will be declined because the kind of branding, the kind of exposure which Test cricket was getting will now be not that much after that retirement. And now, if South Africa comes and wins this championship, then obviously it will favor the Test cricket.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be good for Test cricket because if Australia keeps on winning, they have won us already. Australia have won so many things. I don't think there's anything more left to win as far as Australia is concerned. Whereas South Africa is also, like, you remember, people were equating RCB with South Africa before the IPL. Now RCB has won. South Africa is they are the only team now left to win.
That's correct. That's correct. That obviously even RCB had a draw, South Africa had a draw, but we need to realize that it's a T20 game. Here, obviously, these things are different, and WTC final is a very big thing. Australians consider Test cricket to be pinnacle. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
the kind of commitment they have shown to win those matches, that's something different. And RCB has been qualifying into the playoffs from 2020, if you see. That's not the case with South Africa. Yes, they
No,
reached
they also
T20.
played a T20 World Cup final. They played Champions Trophy semi-final. They came. They also keep coming to semi-finals. World Cup
No, no.
2023 semi-final.
Semi-final, anyhow, semi-final will be played between India, Australia, South Africa, and New Zealand only. If you see in anything, because all other cricket teams are not doing that good. Pakistan, England, they are not doing very good in ICC. Uh, but in an IPL to qualify again and again in playoffs is somewhat difficult. If you see, there are 10 very, very competitive teams. That kind of competition is not present in world cricket. Sorry to
Yeah,
say that the
yeah,
kind of fierce competition which we are seeing in IPL or in any league. Because here you get best of the players from all the international cricket, but in an international team you have not that option that you cannot play an English player into an Australian side. So yeah,
yeah, definitely actually. But if you compare that way, then South Africa have also been consistently coming into the knockouts, but they have not been able to cross the final hurdle. And as you said,
hmm.
like franchise leagues now are taking more importance than international cricket. I don't know whether this is a worrying sign or not because now suddenly so many leagues are happening. The players are announcing their retirement so quickly from international cricket just to play in those leagues, and that itself is a very concerning factor for me. So as you said, I think only if South Africa wins this World Test Championship, then maybe it will be good for Test cricket in general, actually, because now suddenly I'm not even able to see so many international matches because wherever we see, it's only full of league cricket now. League tournaments, league cricket. That is what is happening. I don't even remember when was the last time champions after the Champions Trophy. I have not watched an international match till now. That is a big concern for me. Do you think or not?
Yeah, that's correct. And now ICC needs to look seriously into these issues because otherwise the only thing that will die is Test cricket. Because if players, if you have Henrik Klaasen retired now, Nicholas Puran has also retired now. They if players keep on retiring, prioritizing the leagues and not their international side, who will play the Test cricket then? Uh,
Yeah,
Big players are leaving their international side. So the thing is, ICC should like look into this stuff. They can give a particular window for Test cricket that no league is going on while the Test cricket is being played. They can organize like something like that: 6 months of Test cricket, 6 months of other cricket. So in that 6 months of Test cricket, what they can do is every teams gets to play with at least two to three teams in that window, so that all the players are available and leagues don't come in between. Because if Test cricket dies, that will be actually death of
yeah.
cricket.
Yeah,
Because
definitely. The ultimate format of cricket, actually, Test match
exactly,
cricket. Yeah,
exactly. And if you remember Virat Kohli's interview, he said that this RCB victory is so much special for me, but it is still 5 levels, 5 points below the test victory. So that's the kind of passion which greats had for Test cricket. But unfortunately, now players like Nicholas Puran, Henrik Klaasen, they are not prioritizing their international side. They are getting retired. I don't know
even
why.
Marcus Stoinis also. He also retired very
Yeah,
early.
trying.
No, but yeah, talking about retirements, it was actually very shocking to see like Nicholas Puran. He hasn't even touched his 30s, and he's already retired from all of international cricket now. So where will West Indies cricket go now? Like now suddenly, then Nicholas Puran was their explosive batter. He has retired. So who is going to fill that gap in that West Indies team? Suddenly, if he retires like this, he wants to. I know that he wants to play in MLC, SA20, ILT20. So many leagues are happening. IPL. He will keep playing those leagues. But you need to look at your country also, right? You cannot leave your country just like that and come. Who is to fill those gaps? Players should also think in that
Maybe,
angle. Now, after Klaasen's retirement,
maybe,
we don't know who is going to fill the gap in the South African team in the next T20 World
yeah.
Cup which is coming. And now
And
Puran is also there. Hmm.
the thing is, if you ask me, if in the future do we see even the Test cricket leagues, it can even happen. Even this can happen. No international cricket, just the World Cups and just the Champions Trophy, maybe T20 World Cup. The only no bilateral tournaments going on, just the leagues. Every franchise gets to choose the best players. It all becomes about money, and then different format leagues: Test cricket league, One Day league, maybe. T20 leagues are going on,
But how do
because if
you
you want to preserve
but how do you conduct a test cricket league? Because one match itself will go for 5 days, right? So you will
conduct
keep
it
for
in
three, four
different
months. You'll
places,
keep.
conduct it in different, yeah, exactly, conduct it in different places. What can you do then that if you have to preserve test cricket, because retirements like this and that too of a skillful players really will hurt the test cricket.
Yeah, their career
Obviously,
hasn't even they haven't even reached their peak in their career, and they're retiring already. So what is the point?
exactly. Definitely, and if you see, they can contribute so much to cricket as a whole. But I don't know why. It's all about money. It's becoming about money, exposure, and all those things. Obviously, Test cricket will not give you that kind of money, and also the demand of Test cricket is much more. The fitness levels are required, the dedication, the passion, the skill set is required, and that's why I guess something needs to be done for Test cricket also.
Yeah, definitely, actually. But I think now they have increased the prize money for the team that wins this WTC final. So I think that is a good initiative taken by ICC to increase the prize money. Earlier, it was less when New Zealand and Australia won the first two editions. The winning prize money was less for the World Test Championship, but now for this final, they have increased it. So maybe that can be a motivation for both South Africa and Australia. But I just want a team other than the big three winning ICC tournaments. The big three is India, Australia, and England. It looks like they are keep on. Of course, England is nowhere in the picture now, but India and Australia are dominating. If you see T20 World Cup champions, India. ODI World Cup champions, Australia. Champions Trophy champions, India. Everything is between India and Australia now. We need a new winner. Like how we got in the IPL, we want a new winner in World Cups, ICC tournaments also. But we don't know when that will happen.
That's correct, that's correct. But we also need to realize the fact, if you are talking about South Africa, I know that you want South Africa to win. But see their performance in this entire test cycle, whom they have played, how they have qualified. There were so many questions. Obviously, they played good test cricket. But the kind of competition which Australia has to face, the kind of grind which Australia has to do to reach this final was is nowhere near to that of South Africa, because they really got some very easy opponents, and the tough opponents which they got in their home condition. So that's
Yeah.
my point, is that we haven't no we haven't seen South Africa. I don't know whether they can or not, but I haven't seen them play against the good opponents. So how can I say that they will play good? Obviously, they can play good against Australia, England, but we haven't seen that in this past 2 years, because they haven't played any big team other than India. So let's hope. And even against India, they lost a match and if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remember or not, that match.
Yeah, not only that, even for that New Zealand series, which they went to New Zealand, actually the main players went for SA-20 and they had sent a B team and they had lost there. So these are some concerns, but I think the only motivation I think the South Africa can take going into this final is they can tell themselves that even West Indies has beaten Australia in Brisbane. How good was
Yeah,
that win?
that was a very special victory for West Indies, but I don't guess those things will repeating in final, that too against Australia. Like Australia are really like some giant killers in a final. I don't know what happens to them. So that will be a very difficult task for South Africa. Maybe they can turn the tide and win, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, definitely. But should for cricket to grow and cricket to develop, South Africa has to win. If because if the big three keep dominating, I know that Australia always prioritize Test cricket more than leagues. Yeah, same with England. India, of course, the Test cricket does not merge with the leagues, so India will play leagues separately and Test cricket separately. So India, Australia, England, they are having a structured system. Even New Zealand also, we can say they are also good in Test cricket and one day T20s. But apart from these four teams, other boards, I don't know whether they are suffering financially, first of all, and they are
Hmm.
suffering financially, so they are not able to afford the players. So what happens? The players become helpless. They retire from international cricket because they know that they get paid more in franchise cricket compared to international cricket. So what happens? The national teams start declining. Meanwhile, the players start earning in franchise cricket. Now, is this really good for international cricket? Is the big question. With only
ICC
three, four
needs to
teams dominating.
do something like they can allocate more budgets to like the different boards. They can increase the prize money. They can work at the grassroots level. It all comes to the ICC because they are wholly and solely responsible for all these kinds of things. Maybe they can try to like what they can do. They can put some barrier on the kind of money play like being paid in these international leagues which are going on. Maybe they can put a cap on that not more than this much of money. So because all it comes to the question of money only because the players are leaving the international side because they are getting much more money in the leagues, the T20 league. So maybe ICC can put a kind of barrier or cap on that, or maybe they can do like you need to play at least 5 matches, 5 test matches for your international side. Then only you can qualify for that auction kind of thing. So many things are there they can do. All they are much more educated people there, much more responsible people there. They can do if they want to save the Test cricket. But the whole point is Test cricket should be saved. It should not die a death. That too at the
Yeah,
hands of T20. We thought that when ODI came, if you remember, Gavaskar protested. He played a Test innings in a ODI match. I don't know
yeah.
whether you know this
36
fact.
not out. Yeah.
But who thought that another shorter format will come? And now there are talks going about T10, a 10 over match.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
future is very scary actually, as far as cricket is concerned, though. But yeah, definitely like even ODI cricket is now not looking good. Like people are talking that we can only see Kohli and Rohit in August. So even ODIs are being played very less these days. So I think T20 and leagues, as you said, I think India is going the football way. But we cannot compare football and cricket, right? Because in football, India is nowhere near their best. They don't even qualify for the World Cups. So India has no choice. They have to keep these leagues and they have to focus on leagues. But in international cricket, India is doing well. We have won World Cups. We are doing well. So in that case, why still we are going the football way in cricket is the big question.
no, because a football match gets over in 90 minutes, at max 120 minutes. Like now, the question is also viewership. People don't have time to sit for 5 days and watch that match. That's why football is a that much more famous and a global sports than cricket. But actually, T20 came only to increase the reach of cricket to different nations where the match gets over in 3 hours or 3.5 hours at max. But the thing is, Test cricket is a special kind of a thing. It needs to be nurtured, it needs to be preserved. It's kind of a culture of Test cricket. It should not die. Obviously, that's my point. Is like another news other than this topic is that RCB are looking for a new owner. It's just in that
How?
RCB are looking for a new owner and they have valued RCB at $2 billion. Wow, $2 billion. Can you imagine? Wow.
Yeah. And also there was another news that they are going to shift the Chinnaswamy Stadium to a new location. So what is happening
Hmm.
actually in that RCB things? That they are shifting Chinnaswamy Stadium. They want to find a new owner. Is it all because of the Stampede incident, or what is happening?
Definitely. Because of the stampede, some things need to be done, uh, whether it is effective or not, but things need to be done. That's how a politician works, actually.
Yeah, but at
I don't
least
know what will, yeah.
yeah, maybe they might maybe they might make the Chinnaswamy Stadium more bigger. They shifted to a location. It might be even be a blessing in disguise for RCB. And we don't know. Is it really true they want to find a new owner?
Yeah, news are going on, and it's from a very credible source. So, because of fake news, I have a tinge that I recognize that it's a news is fake or not.
Yeah.
But
No, because
right now,
we can't believe everything that comes on social media also because there's
that's actually true.
lots of fake news are doing the rounds actually. So we need to be we need to really do double confirmation if we want to believe anything we see on social media. Yeah, but let's see what happens to RCB. For now, IPL is done. So yeah, what do you think? Can South Africa break their ICC drought, or will it continue for another few years?
Personally, I don't think that's going to happen because it's Test cricket. Had it been any ODI format or maybe T20 format, I would have gone with South Africa. But I don't see us South Africa beating Australia in a Test match, that too in a final of a match. Maybe if it's a very bad day for Australia, then it can happen. But otherwise, I don't guess that's happening.
Hmm. No, like now South Africa have actually hired Stuart Broad to maybe as their consultant for the World Test Championship final. So, do you think Stuart Broad will the inclusion, the hiring of Stuart Broad? Do you think will it help South Africa for this final?
Yeah, that obviously will help because he has a good idea about those because those are domestic conditions for Stuart Broad.
Yeah,
But again, I doubt these all hirings because yeah, defeating Australia in a final is very
that is
difficult.
exactly
Has
why
Australia lost any finals? Has Australia lost any finals?
they have 1996 final World Cup.
Yeah,
Arvind De Silva,
1996. After that,
2010 T20 World Cup final,
against Sri
England.
Lanka,
Yeah, they lost to
England.
Sri Lanka in 96, lost to England in 2010. Apart from that, I don't know whether they have lost any other finals.
See their record here. Here teams are thinking about reaching finals. They are thinking about not losing a final. See their record. That's why they are such a very great side.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, like Australia's a great side, and I think that the hiring of Stuart Broad, I think, was a good decision because in Lord's conditions, Stuart Broad will be knowing he has played his own cricket at Lord's, and if you remember, Stuart Broad has a good record against David Warner. Of course, David Warner is retired now, so I think that is a good decision. Maybe Stuart Broad should help South Africa. And don't forget, there's also a chance that the match can also end in a draw. So
Hmm.
I am happy with either a draw or South Africa winning. I just don't want South Africa to lose. That's all. What do you think?
But if South Africa plays with the mindset of drawing a match, I'm telling you they'll lose it very badly. If they start playing defensively and not attacking Australian team, they will lose it. I'm telling you, that's not the approach I expect from South Africa. They should go for a win only. Because in drawing a match, I don't guess in those conditions, like I still doubt that a match will be drawn or not. Because in these conditions, I guess results will be there. I don't know if you are following that India A versus England Lions or not.
Yeah,
But even there, even in 4 days, we can expect that a result can come. But here we have 5 day match, and the conditions, if you look, yesterday England Lions were 22 for 3. So, and obviously Anshul Kampuj was bowling, and here we have bowlers like Rabada, Hazelwood, Pat Cummins, and all those bowlers we have. So, I expect a result. I guess 20 wickets will fall for a team, and I guess a result will be there definitely.
yeah, definitely. But just to let the viewers know, if the final ends in a draw, then the World Test Championship will be shared between South Africa and Australia. So I think that will also be a fair and square result because uh, there are two streaks now. Pat Cummins has not lost an ICC tournament final. Temba Bavuma has not lost a Test match as captain. So if you want both the streaks to continue, there's an option of a draw. Unlike ODIs and T20s, in Test match, the match can end in a draw. So you never know. Maybe rain comes 2 days, then the match can end in a draw, right? So those kind of possibilities are also there. So yeah. So who you are predicting Australia only, right, for this final?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very surprised actually. Throughout the IPL, you are going for underdogs. You are predicting that underdogs will win. Now you are predicting
RCB
for
is not
Australia.
an underdog, yeah. Come on, RCB has never been an underdog. Four finals, four playoffs in last 5 years. You cannot call them an underdog
But they
because
didn't win,
only
right?
because of
They did. They only
they
won this.
didn't win. That's correct. So now, just because they have won a final, they are not now underdogs, and because they haven't won a final, they are underdogs. That's not the definition. If you see, in the entire history of IPL, they are number three on on the points they have scored, on number of
Yeah,
victories. How
yeah.
can you call that team an underdog? Nobody's an underdog. Or Delhi, you can call Delhi underdogs because they have finished last maximum number of times. But other than that, I don't guess in a league like IPL where every team is like importing best talent. Nobody's underdog there.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Delhi, Punjab are all underdogs now because now we clearly know that they are the
Oh,
only teams that are yet to win.
you can say Punjab, but now calling Punjab and considering them underdog, the kind of team which they have built, it's also a very good team. Yeah, Delhi has some problem, but let's see.
Delhi couldn't qualify after winning 5 matches out of their first 6 matches. That was a huge collapse, actually. Yeah, but that was
Yeah,
good that RCB won the IPL, and now we are hoping for South Africa also to. I mean, I'm going for South Africa actually. You're going for Australia. I'm going for South Africa. So, given that Tottenham Hotspur, PSG, RCB, they've all won trophies this year. Even Hobart Hurricanes also won the Big Bash Trophy for the first time. So, given that so many teams have broken their trophy droughts this year, maybe South Africa also has a chance in this kind of a year to win something and break their own drought as well. Because if South Africa loses, I don't think they will get a better opportunity than this in the future to win an ICC tournament. Because they threw away that 30 balls, 30 runs. It was in their hands last year T20 World Cup final against India. More than India, it was South Africa's match to lose, and they lost it. So if they keep throwing away opportunities like this, then they will only remain as chokers. Somewhere down the line, they have to make a decision. They need to, in those important pressure moments, they need to learn to seize those pressure moments and play well in those moments. And somewhere they have to learn these things. So I think maybe let's see how it goes. So on that note, we come
yeah,
to the end. Yeah, we come to the end of the
yeah.
preview of the World Test Championship between South Africa and Australia. Any last remarks? You want to say something?
That's the only thing. Keep enjoying Test cricket. I know it's a time-taking process, but try to follow Test cricket. Try to watch it in phases because it will give you a much better understanding of cricket. And I'm telling you on my personal basis, it is way more interesting than a T20 cricket if you follow it intensively. It's way more interesting than T20. More tactics are required. More planning is required in a Test cricket. However, so for all the fans, I just a suggestion: please watch Test cricket and please follow our channel, like, share, and subscribe our channel. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Actually, because if you ask me personally, I enjoyed the last 3 months of 2024 where leagues were not happening. It was full of Test cricket. India were playing against New Zealand in a Test series, and then South Africa were playing against Sri Lanka. Then South Africa played against Pakistan. India played BGT in Australia, and then even Sri Lanka also played against Australia. So that few months of Test cricket, New Zealand was playing against England. I think in that period only there was an intensity to see who will qualify for the WTC final. And that 3 months, 4 months of Test cricket until the BGT got over was really good to watch. I hope you also enjoyed those 4 months.
definitely. A die-hard Test cricket fan, bro.
Yeah, definitely. So we want more those kind of we want more months of Test cricket like that actually, and that'll really revive international cricket is what I think. I think they should do something with the leagues as well because maybe the scheduling of matches. I don't know whether it's affecting the workload management of players, and maybe that is why the players are announcing their retirement from international cricket so early. So they should do something about the workload management because now that so many leagues are also happening and then international cricket is happening, it is very tough, isn't it? Where players are not machines, right? So they're also humans. So you need to, they also need adequate rest. So I think ICC needs to do something about this, like spacing out the scheduling, helping in the workload management of players. Then only players can be flexible and play everything. I think that is one thing that they need to work on. So on that note, we come to the end of the preview of the World Test Championship between South Africa and Australia. It is going to be a mouth-watering final. It starts from tomorrow and it will go for the next 5 days. And in the next 5 days, we'll see whether South Africa can also join RCB as another team who has broken their trophy drought this year. So yeah, we'll be back again to discuss about the best 11 of IPL 2025 and the worst 11 of IPL 2025. Just like how we did for Champions Trophy, we can do for the IPL as well. The best 11 meaning who are the players who performed beyond expectations in the IPL, and worst 11 means the flop 11. Like they were expected to perform well, but they didn't perform well. So we'll be back again to discuss about those teams in the IPL. So until then, please like, share, subscribe to our channel Data Do Not Lie. Post your comments in the comment section. We'll be back again soon. Cheers, guys.